brief refresher on PAMA. So the history of PAMA was it was created to align Medicare's clinical lab fee schedule and payments to market rates over a phased-in period. It was primarily a market-driven reaction stemming from years of insurers cutting the clinical lab fee schedule. These are rates of 40% of Medicare allowable or 50% of Medicare allowable, as you labs typically or pathologists saw in your managed care contracts. And the data was evidence-based. In fact, a 2013 governmental OIG report found that Medicare paid between 18 and 30% higher than other insurers for 20 of the highest volume or highest expenditure laboratory tests. So what do the payment reductions look like? In 2018 and 19 and 20, lab tests were capped at 10% reductions per year. So regardless of the findings of the original 2017 reporting data, for example, if a lab test was reported as being paid 50% over market, the government capped the annual reductions to 10% per year. In 2021, we got a breather or a reprieve sort of through the CARES Act, but while we were dealing with the CARES Act, or while we got the repriever, we were also dealing with an influx of COVID and other laboratory issues. So it was not really a breather year for any of us. And yet the PAMA reductions will continue in the following year, 2022, but the new fee schedule reduction kicks in, and that is now capped at 15% per year from 2022 until 2024. There's been a lot of commentary on the actual impact of the PAMA fee schedule cuts, but 2018 data showed that the reduction in Medicare expenditures for laboratory was significantly higher than planned as a result of PAMA. So there was a projected cut of $390 million, and the data actually showed reductions of $670 million in payments. This slide is going to give you an example of the power of compounding. So if we take one test, the 84153 assay of PSA, and we follow it over the life of the PAMA reductions, in 2017, we saw it was priced at $25.23. A 10% reduction took it down $2.50, then $4.50 cumulatively, then $6.8. We had the 2021 reprieve. It goes down by $9.60 cumulatively in 2022, ending in 2024 at 13.94%. So while compounding generally works for us, in this way it works against us, but thankfully if there's one upside, downward compounding works in our favor because it's not as aggressive as upward compounding. But yet you can see that from 2017 to 2024, the 84153 took a 55%, or will have taken a 55% pricing haircut for clinical laboratories. I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Anne, who's going to talk about fee schedule cuts and other PAMA items in more detail. Anne?
Sure, thanks, Josh. I think you're all seeing now a survey or a poll. I'm sorry, I used the wrong term, but a poll. If you want to go ahead and answer that question or do it later, as I'm going to do. The fee schedule cuts, and this slide is just an example for our tox labs, how we see that weighted median, again, is from the information, the reporting from the last PAMA report that was submitted. And so we would expect that this is where Medicare is intending to go. So you can see that weighted median for example, the GO 480, the fee schedule looks to be on course to be reduced 59% when this is all said and done. And so again, we would argue as we can continue to see reimbursement cuts with not only Medicare, but we will see this. We see this with the managed care plans, that when this is reported in 2022, that weighted median potentially could be even lower. Josh, did what is your thought on that? Anything to add there?
No, the yes, there is something to add there.
Okay, good.
Generally speaking, what we're seeing is that when you look at all of these codes, the 0480, the 8182, 83, the fee schedules in 17, 11765, 160, 204, 255, and what industry and market was reporting were that payments were significantly lower, generally speaking, as compared to Medicare. So you went on the 0480, you went from 117 Medicare fee schedule to a weighted median across the country payment of 47.96, giving you a difference of almost $70 per test.
Hmm.
And so the purpose of PAMA is to rectify this gross, what they're considering to be an overpayment, um, for this test, rather than really looking at what the market should be pricing the test at, which we would argue is above the weighted median.